Kevin Retcher here. Welcome back to the Till. If you are a veteran, pay attention to this video. I urge you. There is a bill in Congress that could, if impact you greatly when it comes to one, VA IRRRLs, two, purchasing via using your VA, and three, if you're a disabled veteran. All of these things are going to be impacted by this bill. This bill is the HR 6047. I urge you to go ahead and read it. Call your congressman, give them your opinion on it. Sherry Briley and Edmondson Veteran Benefit Expansion Act of 2026. Effectively, what they're doing is trying to increase veterans' benefit that are catastrophically injured, that people that need extra assistance with caregiving, the SMCs, the DICs, the catastrophically disabled veterans, all are going to get additional help. The nice thing that it does do is it gives a cost of living increase, a COLA, similar to what they do with Social Security and inflation-based increases. But all of these things are being budget neutral per the VA and per the people or the bean counters, but it's all being paid for by other veterans. It's not like the government is helping our disabled veterans. They're actually taxing the non-exempt veterans in this process. And what I mean by that is, if you're not exempt on a VA IRRRL, a VA funding fee would be 0.5% on a refinance. And an IRRRL, if you don't know what that is it's when an interest rate is 0.5% lower. You can do a streamlined refi, no appraisal, no credit check. No full credit check, only the mortgage, and no income verification. It's to lower that interest rate and save that veteran money, right? They're making 0.5% on that every time that someone does that. Now they're going to move that to 1.4%. So on a $600,000 deal, that cost just increased by $5,400. So what does that truly mean? That means that I either have to convince you to roll that in and you lose that equity, or I've got to consume that via potentially a VA a credit from the lender. So I want to break that down for you. In many cases, I would try to get on an IRRRL at 5.625 today. I would be able to cover the 0.5% and give you 27 basis points toward your closing costs. Or you could use all that for your closing costs and roll the funding fee into the loan. Now I would be at 6% on that same deal to cover 1.4. I'd have about 37 basis points left over. So the cost of doing an IRRRL just increased by about 3/8 in rate if this bill does pass. What that's going to do effectively is lower the number of people that are actually going to be able to benefit from an IRRRL, and they're going to do it less likely. So whoever's doing this math is probably overcounting the amount of money that they're going to get from these changes. One of the other changes is on assumable loans. They're going to increase the rate from 0.5 point to 1% on an assumable loan. Well, a lot of times that assumable loan might not even be a veteran. Why not charge that one 1.4 for the added benefit of getting a lower rate on an assumable loan? So one of the places that they could potentially have a larger impact and get a little bit more money that wouldn't be on the backs of veterans, that they're not doing that, right? So the VA funding fee, the most non-exempt individuals, the veterans that or servicemen, are active duty. The active duty individual has not gotten a rating yet because he's not gotten out. So he's going to be the most impacted by this, the person who's doing the job now. And this isn't our government coming in and helping our disabled veterans. It's really it's really active duty servicemen taking care of our disabled veterans, which I feel is kind of maybe the wrong approach in some of this. I'm happy that they're working toward getting additional benefits. One of the other things is the subsequent use. Like if you're going to use a VA a second time, sell the house, buy another house, they're increasing that from 3.3% to 4.3%. So on a $1 million deal, that's $43,000 to use your VA loan. The reality of it is, yes, you get a lower rate with the VA, but aren't people just going to consider just going conventional and not even doing it at this point? You could really be hampering the amount of VA loans that are even being done and actually cost the VA money in conjunction with doing this. Now, yes, you can put 5 or 10% down and that comes down, but the only people that are going to be using the VA loan are going to be people that are exempt in general because it won't affect them, right? So you're going to take a large portion of an earned benefit from veterans that are not disabled, and you're penalizing them to increase the benefits of the disabled, right? I would prefer Congress to actually put some of civilian money toward taking care of our disabled veterans and give them that COLA and not put it on the backs of our servicemen, right? So in general, I don't know how you necessarily feel about it. Like, share, and subscribe. You can go through this, but the fact of the matter is I'm all for these extra benefits for the severely injured, the DICs, the R1s, R2s, the Ts. But is this the best way? Is it the best way based upon the backs of our current servicemen who are the ones who are most likely not exempt? My name's Kevin Retcher, owner of First Meridian Mortgage. If you are in a situation where you purchased in the last 2 or 3 years and you have at least a 0.5% lower rate available to do an IRRRL and you're not exempt, you may want to jump on this before this bill passes. Now, it doesn't mean that when the House has passed it, it doesn't mean that the Senate doesn't make some changes. And I'm hoping that they truly do make some changes and they realize that it shouldn't solely be on the backs of our mainly active duty servicemen that don't have a rating yet. I hope they make some key changes there. But if they don't, these are things and these are the rules that I have to go by in trying to help you with your mortgage. So if you have any questions, you can check out the bill. You can give me a call, 703-799-5626. But if you are a veteran, you need to be aware of this, even simply because if you're disabled, this could, impact and give you some cost of living increases, which would be a benefit. But you have to ask yourself, what is the cost, right? So, and weigh that and voice your own opinion. So again, thank you for your service as a veteran and as a Marine. To all the Marines out there, I say Semper Fi. I'll talk to you soon.